Now, you're very welcome back to the show. Now, exclusive of taxes, Ireland has the second highest electricity prices in the EU. So with that in mind today, we are looking at the various ways you can save a few bob on electricity and gas bills.
Yes, now it's part of our One Big Switch energy saving series, and we are joined by Irish consumer advocate Sinead Ryan, who is here now to share her wisdom, answer your questions as well that you guys might have at home as well. Sinead, welcome to us. Great to have you back.
And lovely to see you too.
It's fab. I suppose the little things really that we can do to save energy on a day-to-day basis.
Yes. Little and free things that we can do straight away. And look, we're all recovering still from the snow when we probably had the heating on full tilt just because we had to. So now is a great time to kind of say, now how can I recover some of that cost and reduce my bill? So there's lots of things you can do really that cost you nothing. And one of those things is managing your thermostat. Turning it down by 1 degree saves 3% on your bill straight away. So having it at about 19 degrees. Now, you know, for some people who like to be really, really cozy and warm, that you might a period of adjustment, but having it on constantly and letting the thermostat do the work rather than jacking it up high and then switching it off when it gets too hot, that's what costs energy.
I was just going to say that's more expensive though, on and off is more expensive,
It is, because you're going from freezing cold to right up to 20 degrees to get yourself normal and then back down again. So keep it ticking over. The other thing is that 90% of the cost, and this is on electricity, of heating a wash in the washing machine goes on the heat. Not in the wash itself. So turning the washing machine down to 30 degrees.
As opposed to 40 or 60.
Yes, and spending your money on a really good detergent instead is going to be a huge saving.
You know, isn't that really interesting? Because it's not as if, you know, unless you're out working in the fields, that your clothes are so dirty. 30-degree wash is sufficient for most clothes.
People wash their clothes every day now as opposed to once a week as well.
It managed people years ago.
And of course, washing machines now have to be graded by energy efficiency. So most of them now are A-rated. They're really efficient. So why waste all that money on getting it up to a boil wash?
That actually doing that,
That's it. It's a fantastic saving. Only using in the kettle what you need for your cup of tea. Don't fill it up each time. The old-fashioned draft excluders, you know, the big kind of sausage-shaped things. Listen, if you're going to keep draft out and you're only in one room, that costs nothing. You buy one of those for 15 quid. Most people have them around the house. Using that, small tips like that. And for older people, I know some older people just maybe live in one room or just so using an energy efficient fan heater. I know that we sometimes associate that with a really high cost. It's about 30 cents an hour to run one of those. That's
really?
I thought it was a lot more expensive than that.
No. So actually you get yourself an A-rated, a little fan heater, and that might be all you need, and you might be able to keep the heating off.
So you could even switch that on actually in your bedroom before you go to bed or something like that.
It's going to heat up straight away.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually that's good.
And it's cheaper than an electric blanket.
I don't think people realise cheaper than an electric blanket.
It is. Although I have to say I wouldn't do it that.
I just find these things amazing.
It doesn't feel the same though.
I have to tell you. So I don't think you made a fan into the bed.
Use a hot water bottle. That's even cheaper again, Maura.
But don't boil it in the kettle.
Is there a general rule of thumb that if you haven't changed, you're actually paying too much?
Look, Di, we've talked about utilities before, whatever it is, mobile phones, your television package. When it comes to utilities, gas and electricity, if you just stay with the same provider all the time, you are losing out. And that's really the purpose of the One Big Switch thing. It's to try and get a critical mass of people, a whole bunch of people, to try and secure a better deal. If you just change your gas or your electricity, it'll save you about 200 quid a year on each bill, with going with the most energy efficient, or for both of them together, because the dual bundles are fantastic value, up to maybe €400.
Okay, we're going to take a look at this one here. This is we've jumped to we're going back here now. Sorry, that's my fault. You're scaring me. So up to €217. This is just on electricity.
That's right. And Bord Gáis, we know, does electricity and gas, but there are lots of other companies obviously out there as well. So for a normal household, say a 3 or 4 bedroomed urban home, they'll use about 800 or €850 of electricity a year. And electricity is really expensive, because we don't produce a lot of gas, or no gas, and not a lot of electricity, so we're importing a lot of it.
So that's one of the reasons why it's so expensive.
We don't have a lot of control over it, even though we're doing a lot more with wind energy now than we used to.
How often should we switch, actually? Every year?
I would be thinking of looking at it every year with the view to switching. Switching takes 5 minutes, 1 phone call, and all you need are 2 pieces of information: your meter reference point and the current meter reading on your gas bill or your electricity bill if you have it in front of you.
It's all on the one page.
Yeah, or else you sign up and they'll do it all for you. You don't have to do anything at all.
Okay, when you bundle, it's even better.
It can be. Now, it's not for everybody always the bundling, you know, but certainly you're going to save money with a lot of households by bundling your gas and electricity. Now, of course, lots of people don't have a natural gas supply into their house.
But if you are in an urban area.
But if you are, and you do, it is definitely worth asking them, does it make a difference if I put my electricity and gas on one bill? Now, for that, you will sometimes, to get the best deal, have to sign up maybe for a year or 2 years, or maybe go and pay by direct debit. So you have to be sure you want to do that, but there are definitely savings to be made. You'd be foolish not to.
What about grants for different, say, boilers and stuff like that?
Yes, so a lot of people think, like, you know, it's very expensive to get one of these energy efficient boilers, but there are grants available, and the good news is they're available to everybody. Okay, they're not means tested.
It made such a difference. Maybe one fill of oil less a week, a year.
Really?
Yeah, that's the difference with these energy efficient ones.
And so the SEAI, which is the Energy Authority of Ireland, they offer those grants under the Better and Warmer Home schemes. If your house is over 2006, so if it's older than that, you will get a grant. Okay, it's done within a couple of weeks using local contractors, which is a really great idea, and it pays for about a third of the cost.
That's a lot.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Because you're looking at new boilers and all that costing up to a couple of thousand, aren't you?
Yes, they could be. And certainly there are rules to get the grant. You have to go for the really good energy efficient ones, which are 90% condensing. But most of them are now anyway.
But also another thing is when you do upgrade to this type of thing, you can actually track your heating, turn it on and all that. And with the older boilers, sometimes difficult to do, I think, with some of them.
There's a simple thing, right? Say, the old boiler, so you put your hand up next to it, the heat hits your hand, right? The new boiler comes in, you put your hand there, you could leave it there for 10 minutes because the heat is going where it should be, into the house, and not going out into the atmosphere.
Exactly.
So even from that alone.
And even like, so there are multiple grants available. You can get ones for insulating your attic, you know, getting a B or cert and all that. So they are worth looking at. If you are on social welfare and you have a child under 7 in the house, everything is done for free.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
SEAI.ie. Okay, it's definitely worth it. And if you are going to keep your energy bills down, that's a great place to start. Looking at your fuel bills, both energy and gas, and those little tips I mentioned to try and just cut down the everyday use. It's really a habit, isn't it? You know, a lot of these things.
Listen, we have no loyalty at all to those companies, so we don't. It's important to remember that.
Bord Gáis, I think, are offering existing customers certain deals as well now, aren't they?
Yes. Well, Bord Gáis, of course, had been regulated in the market because they were trying to bring in new competition into it. Now that's been done now, so they are now competing on the same playing field as all the other operators. And remember, in Ireland, there are 12 or 14 gas and energy suppliers in Ireland. So fantastic competition there.
It's interesting, isn't it, though, because often when you're
companies.
in with some company, it's very difficult to get the deals that somebody else coming into that. So it's good that they are.
No, and offering it to existing customers, it really annoys me when it's only new customers who switch
often
who get
see that
deals.
though, Sinead.
Oh, you do. You see it far too much, Maura. So I don't like that at all. So it's great to see any company that kind of says we're giving everybody the same.
We're too laid back. We need to be proactive.
They're the loyal people, aren't they? The customers that have been with them.
Of course, that stay. Sinead, that's always, thank you so much. More information as well on anything we discussed today, you can pop on to onebigswitch.ie. We'll put that on our Facebook page as well, and we will continue our energy saving series with Sinead in a couple of weeks.